Hey there and welcome back to the weeblounge. Once again, I'm Nick, and a lot of you guys just starting this game are probably wondering, what are the best characters to get? Who should I level up? What should I do? Well, in this little video, we're going to go over exactly what characters are the absolute best ones to start out with. Now, Princess Connect is starting out with a pretty good chunk of characters, and they're going to be adding an awful lot into the future. So some of the starting characters that you want to get are going to help you early, but not so much later on, and some other characters will last a really long time. So it really does depend how long you're going to be playing. If you're planning to stick around for a long time, that's probably the best route to take. But otherwise, let's just go ahead and get into the characters. Now, of the 3-star characters, they're not always the best. They actually are not always the best. I mean, in most cases, probably yes. Okay, I'll throw that out there. But in terms of tanks, not so much. Miyako, she starts out as 2 stars, okay? And she's actually one of the best tanks in the game early on. Now, in the long game, I mean, we're talking like a year plus down the line, she ends up kind of only going over to the arena. She kind of sits over there, and that's where she stays. But early on, when everybody starts this game, Miyako is just top notch. It's not a character that you necessarily want to re-roll for. You know, if you're re-rolling, you're going for 3 stars. Miyako's a 2-star. You're going to get her eventually. Just roll a few times and probably she's going to be in there. But Miyako is definitely one of the characters that you want to get. One of the absolute best tanks to have. Nozomi is really awesome too. And even Pecorine, once you start leveling her up, is fine. All the tanks are going to actually end up performing rather well. But Miyako just kind of edges everyone out when you start the game. Now there's also Maho. Maho is an incredible support character, and look at this. She's got a dress that I didn't equip. Now it's equipped. I'm going to treat her well. She is good in the arena. She's good for buffs and blinds and all this other stuff in just PvE. She is a really good character. She gets a 6-star treatment years down the line, and if you get her and you level her up now, you're going to be using her for a really long time. It is absolutely positively one of the best characters that you can get. Now, a lot of people think Tamaki is going to be really good. Here's a little hint to you guys. Not so much. She's pretty much an arena-only character, but you actually don't see her all that often. There's times when I'm like, you know, I wish I had Tamaki in the group, but it didn't quite end up that way. All right, then you got Yukari. Yukari's a 1-star character. She's a 1-star character. But she has like a TP increase buff. She has a single target heal. She has magic defense barrier. And later on in life, she gets a 6-star that is like one of the absolute best in the freaking game. So Yukari is another one of these characters that you really want to start out with. Get her leveled up, go and just do good. Now Anna's kind of like a really good DPS early on. Now she has her places later on in life. Anna's okay. But the thing is, she's magic damage. Okay, she got a big old sword, but she's magic damage. She's a little bit of a chuny too. That's why she got the eyes and the whole demon thing, but that's irrelevant. She can help you out early on, but is it a character that, you know, if you're re-rolling, do you want to have her as one of your best starting characters? Nah, not really. She's okay. If you get her, great. If not, nothing to worry about whatsoever. Let's go ahead and scroll down here and get to some of these other characters. Now, Makoto by far is number 1. If you're re-rolling or it's just a character that you want to start with, Makoto, top tier DPS, absolute top tier DPS. Years down the line, top tier DPS. She's an awesome character. She will be awesome forever. This character is freaking great. If you get her, that would be freaking awesome. Now, if you're one of the re-rolling guys and you want to get the best character for your first one, it's Makoto, hands down. That's it right there, Makoto. And there's a few other characters in here that, like Shizuru, is she a really good character to start with? Yeah, but she falls off a cliff. Okay, not worth having around for a long time. Hatsune, good caster, really good against physical DPS, but later on in life, she kind of goes over to the arena. If you're planning to push arena, Hatsune's really good, but not so much. Same thing goes with Reno. Reno's good physical AoE DPS, but she pretty much gets relegated to the arena once again later on. And when I say starting characters, I like to pick the ones that are going to be viable a long time from now. Not a character that you pick, sit there, throw all these resources and energy into, and then find out they are just going to sit off to the side. That kind of sucks, don't it? So that's where Siren comes into play. Siren, she is another one of these characters that gets a 6-star treatment later on. She has a little bit of an AoE front damage attack. She has other buffs associated with her. She's actually very, 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 very good. So it's definitely one of the characters that you want to get and grind for. If she happens to be one of the starting characters that you get when you're doing re-rolling, awesome. Keep it. Ninon, not so much. Nozomi, this is what I call the super average tank character. Okay, if you get her, it's a great tank. Now and later, with all the special equipment and things that happen in time, she goes from being an average, a slightly above average tank to a slightly above average tank. It's one of these characters that just kind of keeps this level playing field the whole time you're playing. She'll be useful across the board, and it's a good starter character to get. So definitely one of the characters that you're like, hey, if I get her, fine. Monica? No. Starting out, she can be okay in the arena. She has some buffs and everything, but I hate to tell you, long term, not so much. So if you're re-rolling, don't bother with Monica. That's just how it is. Vegeta's all right. She maintains her DPS long term. So if you get her on a re-roll or one of your best starting characters, yeah, she's definitely up there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, going over these characters, it's really easy to tell which characters are going to be the absolute best, the absolute worst. And, you know, for example, EO here. EO is arena only. She really is. I've been using her in PvP, in PvE. She's been helping out a little bit. But in all reality, she's not going to stay there. Akino's pretty decent DPS and everything. In the long game, she has her place, but it kind of fades a little bit. She's still there, but fades a little bit. Believe it or not, 2 of your most important characters, long game, are going to be Pecorin and Makoto. They're awesome when they get up there. Yui, too. Almost forgot about Yui. 1-star Yui is going to be absolutely awesome later on. Right now, she can't really heal much for nothing, but when she gets a 6-star treatment way down the line, she's freaking awesome. So, I guess what I should say is you're going to have to be a little selective and decide who you're going to live without. Okay, now if you're whaling, you're spending all the money, getting all the characters going crazy, whatever, that's fine. But if I had to recommend the absolute best characters to get right off the bat, number 1, Makoto. Absolute number 1, Makoto. Number 2, Maho. Number 3, Siren. That's my top 3. All the rest of them are somewhat subjective. If you need, you know, whether you need magic DPS, melee DPS. I'm thinking, why am I thinking World of Warcraft all of a sudden? Magic DPS, physical DPS, or some kind of support character to go in there. But Maho, definitely want. Siren, definitely want. Makoto, unequivocally. I knew I was going to trip up on that word, so I did it on purpose. Makoto, number 1. And with that, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. Now, traditional videos are going to do a list like, this is your number 1, this is your number 2, this is your number 3, this is, I kind of did 1, 2, 3 there at the end, but it also really depends on what other characters you end up getting to go along with them. So there's a little bit of subjectiveness there. But yeah, definitely, number 1, Makoto. Number 2, Maho. Number 3, Siren. And I have to throw Miyako in there. She's only a 2-star, but she's just so good of a tank early on. She's incredibly good. We'll see you in the next video.